Well, hello. Welcome to the Ghost Pepper Lollipop, where the dates are spicy, the host is sweet, and we engage multiple things can be true at the same time and often are. I have apparently messed up a thing on the YouTube side, and I do not have a vertical, which is kind of annoying. I wish it wasn't like this thing I had to, I don't know, hit every time. However, here we are. It looks like, oh no, it is working. Oh, biscuits! Yay, us! Yay, us. Okay, well, here we go. It is working. We have a full set. Okay. Hello YouTube. Hello everyone. We have a special guest today, Dog McGog from Purple Team, who is also a very special member of my actual family. So be nice or I will bite you. Bite you. You hear me? Okay, anyway, we were doing nerdery around the Majestic 12 documents today, and we did not actually get to complete the entire nerdery session, however, because of time. And we have this special guest who's going to complete the nerdery for us. I simply have to make a screen real quick for us to include the display of, because I do not actually have the Discord display up here. So let me do that real quick. And then I'm going to hand it over and have
For the
Dog tell
stream.
us about everything. Actually, you know what? While I set this up to do that, why don't you tell us? Tell us what you're going to tell us about.
Alright, so if I don't know how much work you have to do to get me to sound well on here, but um, basically what I'm going to be explaining here is um, there's a lot to essentially go through these documents. It explains how they covered up the Roswell UFO crash and the lesser known Aztec UFO crash, which they were actually able to, our U.S. government was able to resuscitate some cryogenically frozen bodies that they had found on the ship. And so they had basically also successfully suppressed that story, so that's why this doesn't really sound so familiar um, in terms of like UFO stuff. I'm skipping a lot of that part. A lot of it is the Majestic 12 itself is a very hidden government program that um, is essentially comprised of 6 groups of scientists and 6 groups of engineers that essentially want to reverse engineer everything that they find through aliens. And this is the reason why every defense agency that you see today was created, essentially. But we're skipping all of that important stuff and the names and stuff. We're going to save all that for another day. And we're going to go straight to the interview portion with the alien. Now, my assumption is that they gave Sectimus here is the name, or at least that's the best way that I could pronounce it.
Works for me.
Um, basically all like the information, because it does say that this is held over an 11-month interval, and then they said they sent him back, or them, but I'm not too sure because they could be lying about that part, because there are a lot of saved Nazis from World War II who are conducting these experiments. Particularly the part where they're unfreezing the bodies to resuscitate them. So we're just going to start with the interview here. The interviewer says, "What shall we call you? What is your name in your native language?" Sectimus replies, "Oh, now that isn't easy for me because you will not get the phonetic pronunciations correct without practice. And I am not able to write it down for you because we do not use an alphabetic printed language that I could translate to English easily. The interviewer says, "Why don't you try it out on us anyway?" Of course, Sethimus, Setimus, or Sectimus will do. I use the last one. That is the first of 4 names I am known by in our written language, and uh, we would be shown by this would be shown by a single graphic symbol that would explain our entire lineage. So much like how weird Christian kingdoms have their family crests and stuff, they have something similar, but it's like for your whole bloodline.
Oh, wow.
Why is your written language so different from ours? The interviewer says. Sectimus replies, "Why is yours so different from the Egyptians of 30 centuries ago? Forgive me, but this is not a simple problem. The group I belong to gave up any identification with any one planet or its culture before your people learned to make fire." Which he's talking about, if we're going back to the prophecy stuff, Europeans. He's talking specifically about European people. There were once thousands of languages, both oral and written, in our many civilizations. It became important to use symbols to represent whole words or even concepts that all of us held in common. Soon your culture will do the same with public signboards at first. Travel and intercommunications of many peoples will always cause this to happen. The interviewer replies, "Why are you here?" "Specifically to bring you these children, and we like trees." Which they have like
Trees are cool.
younger children on the craft that the Nazis also find and end up using them to like as experiments as to resuscitate because they had never done anything to actually successfully resuscitate people. They have only had someone who's done stuff to Jews in the Holocaust who's working on this. So that's
Jewish
the
people.
context for that. Um, the interviewer says, "Would you mind expanding on that?" "Certainly, in what direction?" "You see, we would hate to see you blow up such a pretty little planet to ruin so many nice trees. If only you knew how hard it is to make a tree from scratch. People are easy, they follow naturally. But not without trees, of course. Green things must be respected above all except else all else except children, and they are very much alike." Which is a very interesting thing to hear. Interviewer says, "What are the intentions of your government by sending you here? Who sent you and why? If this isn't the first time evidenced by your familiarity with English, why haven't there been official contacts made?" In reverse order as he sighs. "What, and be strung up from one of those beautiful trees? Why, because you sent us an invitation we could not resist. For our own curiosity as well as safety, we sent ourselves, or I volunteered. Take your pick. And we have no government. We outlawed it, or rather outgrew it. I suppose you cannot
Anarchists.
outlaw a thing without laws, and those require governments, do they not?" I love that line.
Anarchy
"I do
is
not
the
understand,"
ultimate.
says the
Anarchy is the
Nazis.
ultimate end. I'm just saying.
Literally. Sectimus says, "I know that. Try laughing. You still will not understand, but you will feel better about your ignorance." The
Yeah.
interviewer says, "But that's not good enough. Make me understand."
That's funny. That's
"It will
very.
have to suffice. One cannot teach until a student wants to learn. How good do you want us to be? I will not harm you. We will not harm you or interfere any more than you want us to. We are only here to offer what you asked for in a manner you know you will accept, and you did ask us to come and visit."
Did we?
Basically saying like he kind of expands on that later on,
All right.
but like he says we know you don't really know about us, basically there. And but even though we've been here forever,
Okay, okay.
the interviewer says, "When? Who sent for you? Who invited you?" This was in 1949, a little bit more context. Almost 50 of your years ago, you sent us signals you
Like
were looking for
purple.
us, and you scared us with a signal you should not have been capable of sending. So we answered, but you didn't understand our answer then, just as you don't now. We do our best to please others. When you didn't respond to our message to you and did not come for a visit, we felt that we really ought to stop by and see how you were doing. It has been a long time, and it was the neighborly thing to do, of course.
The neighborly
Besides, it
thing.
was right on the way to another destination. Your world, I mean. God, imagine that, like being out in
Right?
space and being able to travel around.
Right, dog?
You were gonna say something?
Oh, I just was giggling about the neighborly thing.
But
But
yeah,
yeah, no,
it is like he's trying to use our language to make us understand that, like, you do understand that this is like immigrants, right? Like, we're immigrants and you're not accepting us. Like, what?
right, right.
The interviewer says, "You've been here before. I know, and we were surprised that you had forgotten us." Next page. "I don't see how we could forget you. Are you serious?" says the interviewer. "Very seldom, but yes, your culture, which now dominates this civilization, did forget us. Actually, your people seem to have undergone a period of history in which you were so afraid of old truths that you erased them in favor of religious fantasy. Some of your people remembered us orally in their legends, some as though who speak the Kuhatl Nargagan. I don't know how to say that one. And then Athkapaskan dialects. They lived where we last visited, but the high point of their cultures has long passed.
It's so
I've never
tiny
heard
for
of
me,
them.
sorry.
Oh,
But that's okay.
maybe I
Keep
can.
going. No, it's
It
not.
is
It's
like a
not your
very
fault.
old document.
It's not your fault. It's because of how I'm viewing it.
But this is what we just read. Oh, and no.
Okay.
This is what we just read. "I've never heard of them," says the interviewer. "Not surprising. Your history that shows that the conqueror seldom preserves any history of their victims. I speak of the natives in this landmass, those called Indians, mostly on your eastern and southern borders and in the ribbon that connects yours to the southern continent. Navajos, Aztecs, Incas, the Olmecs and Toltec cultures." Listen to this part. "These were all greater than your own civilization at a time when you were burning witches and killing their cats, which brought a plague that killed millions of your ancestors. Of course, you drove them mad and destroyed them with venereal diseases and smallpox, uh, those you didn't slaughter
Yeah,
for their gold."
yeah, that sounds about like what they did. Yep, yep, yep. That sounds about right.
The interviewer only responds with, "Oh."
Oh.
"And your social pundits speculate and joke about why we don't land in front of your nation's Capitol building and shake hands. We are different, not insane."
I
"But
mean,
we've changed. Western civilization is now the leader in this world for freedom and humanity," says the interviewer.
psh,
Listen to this. "Two things first. We would believe that." He says we believe that, but I imagine he said we would believe that. "Or we wouldn't be here now. Also, tell that to the millions of Hebrews your Western civilization has destroyed in the past decade,
There is that.
or the millions of black families whose sons died uh, to stop the madman Hitler,
And
but who
that
do not have plumbing in their homes as we speak.
that part though.
Yes, you make progress that is hopeful for you, but emotionally you are very different from us. Not primitive, that label would be pure egotism on our parts, but you are very different and frightening to us. We are trying to learn to overcome those differences before your runaway technology thrust you upon us without choice. We have no space travel capability. How could we harm you? Again, 1949.
Right.
In your terms, you are very close to that point. Do you have small children? Yes. Well, they will grow up in a time where they will grow up in a world where space travel is taken for granted. Look at us now. And before they make you a grandfather, Earthmen will be in space. The interviewer replies, "All right, so you've been visiting us for some time. I have no choice but to accept that. But I'd love some proof, you still didn't tell me who sent the message from Earth that brought you back here. Sorry. Funny you should connect those two subjects. If you dig in a place I will show you on any world map, you will find your proof. Unfortunately, I am in the wrong country for this, but others of my people will instruct the proper government to dig there if you do not mind. You see, in a remote part of the nation you call Yugoslavia, we visited and helped the people there build a very advanced culture over 7,000 years ago. It will be found. But there is a beautiful mystery in the fact that the person who sent us your first message 49 years ago, 1899, did come from this nation originally. The transmission was sent from near here, however, in the state you call Colorado. They were in Virginia doing this interview.
Oh, okay, okay.
The interviewer says, "Can you tell us his name? Are there any other proofs of your earlier visits?" Sorry. Thousands of proofs. If you look around, the scientist I spoke of was an electrical engineer named Nikolai Tesla. You're old enough to have heard of him when he was still alive. You know, I just thought of a very good puzzle for you, for someone of you to solve, I mean. On an island you named the Isle of Pines in your Pacific Ocean, this is just off the coast of Australia, you will find what is left of a concrete landing platform we built there 115 of your centuries ago. You cannot miss finding that since the footings we put down still cover many acres. Look for those if you would like to. No culture on your planet could have built them at that them because my great-grandfather helped to pour the mortar for them." What? How long do your people live? Asked the interviewer. Somewhat too long, I think, at times. We've built up our age somewhat. It would vary, but I was alive when your whole continent was practically a question mark on the sea charts. Talking about Europeans. What about these babies we found with you? But they're Nazis in America. Are they human? What are we supposed to do with them? Raise them, of course, as I would have done. Certainly they are human, perhaps more so depending on whose definition we use. You are too far away from understanding the whole science of bioengineering yet for this to be sensible, but just accept that we have sown the seeds of a rich harvest for your culture. and this will continue. They are only children, not monsters, but raise them well, please, because the care of children is one of the few things we do not laugh about. Which I think is very telling about how our culture is too. It's just manipulated with MAGA and stuff.
Right.
Probably by the guys who are interviewing this very person, alien.
I suppose potentially.
Um, anyway, I
Yeah,
remember this
poor
man.
Nikola Tesla will never be
Yeah.
just remembered for being awesome like it should be. Will always be remembered for fucking um the swasta truck and the swasta car. It's sad. It's so sad. All right, continue. Sorry.
I remember this man Tesla you spoke of. He died during the war in 1943. But I never heard that he tried to contact other worlds. It was all in the papers along with the story. He was always being taken to court by his neighbors for creating lightning which struck their properties. Besides, when Tesla wouldn't answer, we sent a reply to your great inventor Marconi. He was a fascist radio engineer from Italy
Oh, fun.
that we had arrived for a visit. Really? When was this? I'm sure he never reported it, says the interviewer. You see how you hear but you don't really listen? Again, it made the papers. We just arrived in here, oh, eight. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. It's interesting to hear the majestic 12 documents like this. What do y'all think, chat? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well.
The
It
dog was begging to get out of my
Oh,
room.
you're so good. I was just doing a quick asking them that if you don't mind jumping over onto the red team, giving it a like, and if you just hit the share button and copy the link, you don't even have to paste it anywhere. It doesn't know the difference. So if you don't mind doing that, that would help do a boost. And otherwise, thank you so much for being here. Let's
It's not
go.
okay to gaslight people, it's okay to gaslight YouTube.
That is facts. That is facts. Thank you for that.
um, I'll just restart this part. When was this? I'm sure he never reported it. You see how you hear but don't really listen? The alien replies. Again, made all the papers. We just arrived here in, 1920 or 22? 1922. And we sent him the letter V in his own code. It meant that he had visitors. He told everyone that he knew for certain that the signal came from outer space, but no one really listened. Well, after that, we began to figure out that your man Tesla was way ahead of the rest of your science. Even by accident, he shouldn't have learned to do what he did in his lifetime. Why did it take 20 years for you to answer Tesla's message? It did not. We answered it immediately. Oh, I see. Our arrival took 22 years, not 20, because that's how long it took to get here from where we were when we got Tesla's invitation. Literally. And I find it so funny that like a lot of scientists or even people who like go into science uh will be like, "Oh yeah, we shot a message into the nebula cluster or whatever and never got a reply." It's like this was probably the reply or we probably got another one recently. I think
Right?
that was Carl Sagan I'm mentioning. But
This is
interviewer says,
interesting.
"So long, you took such a far journey just to find us and didn't even contact us?" As I said, it was on the way to somewhere else we were planning to visit anyway. Besides, how long or far is all relative, is it not, when we live as long as we do? And you do not see even now that we always live in space. We outgrew our origin worlds many generations ago. In fact, you have to try to understand that you are really living in space too. And the only difference is that we left our natural planet to build a new home to go where we wanted. You did not, uh, s- you did the same thing when you left your caves and built huts, and and for the same reason, so it's all relative. But why not contact us after such a far journey? I am sorry, but you still do not see. We did contact you. We are contacting you, all to the limits of your ability to hear our message. And I keep telling you that it is all that it's, oh my gosh, that it is relative, that it is relative. Please laugh about it. I'm trying to explain a limit to your perception, which is caused by your limited perception. Do you see the wonderful paradox? That's like how the Nazi mindset is, where they just like don't want to hear anything. They just want their way. If that makes sense.
Oh yeah. No, I think that makes perfect sense.
Uh, to the wrong place. Right here. But listen, this is even more of a Nazi thing, right? If you say so, but such a trip has no purpose in our way of seeing things, says the interviewer. Of course not. That is why we do what we do. Listen now, because this could go on forever. If yes, do not. We are at home wherever we park our craft. It is huge by any standards you could apply. We are concerned because this area of space is one we crest regularly as a simple matter of course. Like your campers who vacation at the same place every year, suddenly we find our camping site threatened by bears. But bears are protected. You're not supposed to hurt them. So you must tame them or give up the whole vacation. Do you not see that although you are a long way from travel to other stars, by our standards you will be overrunning the whole area by the next time our children pass by here? Do you see why it is vital, unless you destroy yourselves first, for us to tame you now before you come to us? This is where the S word is used, but I'm going to say it because I think it is powerful here.
Okay.
Would you let savage headhunters roam the streets of a city without sending them to school first?
Hmm.
We cannot interfere with you any more than you would interfere with bears in your parks. Some day we would rather you joined us and visited our worlds where we do make camp, and joined us on our long voyage of discovery. Or do not. It is your destiny as long as you do not try to alter ours. Try to grow into our perspective, and uh the illogic you question will seem very reasonable. It is a matter of scale, centuries instead of decades. Someday you will be just about like us, and you will see some new short-lived species will think you are a crazy metaphysical paradox too, and you will have to learn to treat them gently as children without letting your egos get in the way. Which is
Hmm.
very powerful.
That is. Without letting their egos get in the way is the hard part for them, though.
hmm the interviewer says, but with your science, you can make any world your own personal paradise. Why live in spaceships?
Right, though?
That's the Nazi way of thinking. They want their personal paradise, not
Yeah,
for anyone else.
that's true.
Yes, with our weapons, we could take what we want as well. But why have one world when you can see them all? You all covet land, a very old idea, and only natural when the supply is limited. Just try to accept that we are in paradise when we are seeing and understanding something new. Our God is change, and our religion is understanding. Searching for truth is our greatest social challenge and purpose. When you build up your age, this will become as clear to you as why you must breathe air.
Interesting.
It sounds like yours is the ideal perfect world. The interviewer says. Sectimus replies, no, when you have more years, filling them profitably is a real problem, and the trouble with being a loving species is that you want to prove it by making more of your kind with a partner you love. Of course, this must you love. Of course, this must be closely regulated in a culture such as ours, and so relationships of an intimate nature are difficult to leave to one's heart. It's not like forced on anyone, it's like personally. It's difficult to leave people that they become close to.
Right, right.
This is the last part. You speak of the heart being the seat of emotions. This is the concept we use on Earth, but we know it to be sort of a romantic fiction, as Nazis think of it. Why does an advanced race like yours maintain such a notion? Well, I use that particular expression for your benefit, but why do you object to romance? Your species is driven little else except romantic vision. Why not ours as well? Certainly our way of life must seem romantic to you. It does to us. We write poems and express ourselves with works of art just as you do. Many of the greatest works of construction on your world were inspired by a joyful effort of your people and ours in your distant past. We leave that wherever we go. And you romantic creatures have tried for many generations to explain why such huge monuments to human engineering were ever built in the first place. Why? They were built to express the joy of living, of course, and the great sense of satisfaction our people have gotten from working side by side with yours has been one of our greatest or biggest joys in life. That is another reason for our being here. Surely even a small child can understand such joy.
Hmm.
You keep talking about a message for us. Can you define that a little more? The interviewer says. Sectimus replies, we simply are, and we have no deeper purpose than to be. We do not wish direct contact with your people. You would reject us in your present frame of mind. So we seek to be accepted at the lowest level possible, and hence the broadest one possible. That is a cultural myth. We seek to be the next Santa Claus, to put it bluntly.
The next Santa
This,
Claus, huh?
yeah. This
All
must
right.
come to your people from your people. The understanding will be given to you by the widened perspective skills of these children we are bringing you. For your sakes, this must not come from the political or religious leaders. It must flow evenly throughout all common cultures of the earth. The message is not that we are here, but that each one of you can control where you are going. Be like us or different as you choose, but you choose, not your political leaders that only a tiny percent of the elite can rule wisely over their masses, or who spread the fear of death in order to enrich their lives through religion.
They do
Knowledge
a
is
lot of
only
that.
good when spreads like seeds from which wisdom might grow, and faith has purpose only when It is not crested of fear. With faith in the wisdom of truth and in each other, your world will come to ours soon enough. Our hope is to be able to receive you as as friends and equals when you arrive. That is our message. You must do the work for yourselves. If you do, you will keep all the rewards.
Well, it's a nice message, but how do you each have like the ability? How does each person have that ability? That is where I'm a little hung up. But I do that was really
Well,
cool. Thank you so
it's like
much.
the Great Awakening, right? Like
Ah,
each
okay,
one of
okay.
us has to get up and do something.
And come to the knowledge and understanding. Okay, okay. Okay. No, I dig that. I can
And then
get
there's
down with
also
that.
a part in here where it confirms that like there's no race or like group of aliens trying to take over and whatever else. So whenever they try to push that propaganda on us in the future, they already have said that that's never gonna happen. So,
I don't know why they would want to control us. We're an unruly bunch. And messy? So messy. We're so messy. Thank you so
yep,
much for
that
reading
is the
that to
interview
us.
portion, and
Thank you. Anything else you want us to know about like today's nerdery and that you want to say on the whole thing?
so I will be working on a more conspiratorial side of things, but
That can be
it's kind of
fun.
like a part three to everything here. It'll kind of include some of the people that are in the Majestic 12 stuff too, but it's basically about how Nazis took over our government in order to essentially do everything that they're doing now, and um, that they've essentially been hiding in plain sight, quote unquote, and doing all the sex trafficking, all the the drug importation to destabilize communities and stuff, MK Ultra, Artichoke, um,
All
stuff
right.
like that.
Well, let us know when you're ready to give us that nerdery, and we will form some tinfoil hats and have some fun with that day. I appreciate this. This was really well put together and well done, and this was good. Thank you so much for handling our nerding today. It was very awesome of you.
Thank you for having me on, and thank you for everyone for listening to me. And yeah, I'll let you do the rest of your stream.
All right. Enjoy. Have a good day. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Later. Woohoo! That was good. I enjoyed that. That was so good. That was so good. I am interested. I would love for the aliens to come and rescue us. And like I will keep working on enlightenment either way. But like if there were to be a bonus alien rescue in the enlightenment, that would be pretty cool. I would dig that. That I would like that. Can I sign up for that? Like is there a way to just like sign up for that option? I'm not sure. Asking for the knee. I really would like to. That sounds really delightful. Okay, so one thing I have been struggling. I have a freaking thing set up to where I can have um, vertical and horizontal on YouTube, and I have done something wrong in the YouTube, and I can't get the vertical scene to be the vertical scene or the vertical source over here on YouTube. So I apologize, YouTube, but it's I don't know why, but it's going to I don't know. It's really annoying, but it's going to split the screen weirdly and not give you the call in like thing when I switch it over. Because I cannot figure out what I've done wrong. I got it right the other day and I don't know what I've done. I'm not sure what I've done wrong. Oh my greedy. I almost want to like drop the stream and like bring it back, but I don't know if that would even do the thing, and so it feels awfully silly to do that. It feels very silly to do that. I wouldn't have to drop it for all of the other platforms, by the way. I would only have to drop it for YouTube, but I think it would take me a minute to get it like back up. I don't know. I don't know. YouTube, if anybody's in the vertical and you like have issue with the thinga when I switch everything over, I mean, let me know. Let me know. We can maybe work things out. Oh wait, I have an idea. No, no, that only works if it's over here. Well, you know, I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do about it. You have my apologies. I don't know what to do about it. Alright. There is a fun vertical scene if like ever it will allow me to have it back. There really is a whole fun vertical scene. Otherwise, hello. It's time for the call-in part. You know, that part where I take calls and allow people to practice having a conversation with another human. That part. Hi, how doing? Wanna talk? I have prompts. Although, if y'all just want to office hours me and just chat with me, I would probably accept that at this point. I would accept that. I wouldn't be mad. Oh wait, I have to unpin. Depin. To depin. Alright, also I should check my I should check my thingy things. I do have to change some titles. It's title changing time. Title changing time. Right. It's that time. I have to change all the titles. I don't know if I can change the title of the Patreon. Is the Patreon title easily changed? I do not see an easy way. Oh wait, let me check this. No, wrong button. Press the wrong button. Oh no. Oh no, did I break it? Oh no, did I break it? Did I break it? Oh, I did not. I did not break it. I did not break it, okay. I did not. Still don't see how to change the title though. Not me see. Edit. There we go. Now I figured it out. Nope, could not. Cannot. Will not. Biscuits. Biscuits. Alright. I will just have to remember to do better titling of the Patreon in the future. Noted. Noted. Oh, Yakoke, thank you so much. Oh, I have been brought food. I have been brought food. You did not break stream. I don't know. Well, you're in purple. You're in Twitch, so you'll see the whole screen. It's YouTube has a shorts option, like that. I don't know. Hang on, let me see which side of me. Wait, I should be over here. YouTube has a shorts option, and I set that on, and so I have a vertical option, and for some reason it's not showing the vertical scene that I have prepared for it. It's showing the biscuit eaten. It's making its own, and I'm not loving it. I'm just not loving it. Huh. All right. Are they here on Twitch then? Because if so, you can type exclamation SO and then their stream name, and we can all have link to follow. It's very handy. It's one of my favorite things about the Twitch, is it's so easy to shout each other out and pump each other up. That's one of my favorite things about Twitch. Always has been, honestly. Like, also the raid factor, like, the ability and the fact that we've always had the ability to, like, lift each other and um include one another in the fun. Holly, oh my gravy, hello, what did I see? What did I happen? There was a thing that happened. There was something. ATS! Oh, you shouted row. Okay. Why didn't that work? That's wild. Huh, I don't know why it didn't let you shout it, dog. That is so fucking weird. Here, I'll do it. That's so fucking weird. That is so fucking weird that it's not letting you. Let me fix that in the bot. That must be a bot error. Maybe I have it set to mods and VIPs. Oh wait, I know how to easily fix that. VIP. Let me just VIP you. I'll just give you a diamond. And that should fix all those shits. You now have diamond. Please enjoy your diamond. It is very shiny. She made me something all comforty and creamy. Yay! Good. You should, because you are. Alright, I've abandoned the music. However, I feel like we may have to have some background for a moment. Because, well, I really do want to eat this food that my beautiful, wonderful, amazing tea has brought to me. Because it smells really good and I tasted it and it is very good. And so I wanna. I'm going to have to adjust the volume. Because nobody needs it that loud. However, that will give us so that it is not dead air. No dead air! Apparently that is a thing. You're not supposed to have dead air. It is a rule of some variety. I've been made aware. Dead air is bad. Do not have dead air. So I try not to have dead air. Sometimes though. Sometimes it does happen. I am looking at this new bot, y'all. Since nobody's calling. I am looking at this new bot. And it looks like it can do a bunch of the stuff that our streamer bot can do. It also is another desktop bot. It's called Mix It Up Bot. I have the new user wizard. I know, but also the background music covers up for it if I do have to leave some dead air. It keeps the air moving. It's like a fan. I know I'm too much. I don't care. Right back. This is very creamy and good. Y'all don't even know. This is very creamy and good. You should be jelly of me right now. I would be jelly of me right now if I was you. I used to always be the one serving everybody's plates, but now that beautiful, wonderful person serves me plates, and y'all, I don't even know. That is like some special business. If somebody serves you a plate, you should be like, wow, you're cool to them. I'm serious. I'm serious. Also, Wow, T, you're so cool. Thank you for serving me a plate. This is so yummy. You're so good to me.
Hey yo, Ice David, run it up.
Also, gentlemen, if you're watching, that's how you learn. That's how you do it, by the way. If you're lucky enough that somebody is like loves you enough to like make you plates and take care of you, you don't get all entitled and say you did it wrong or do that or whatever. You say, oh wow, you're oh so awesome. How am I so lucky that you would do this for me? Thank you so many. That is how you do it. Okay? I'm just teaching you. Not the one out here acting like it should happen for you without anybody like for any reason other than you existing. When people do that for you, it just means they really like you. They find you special. But it's not something you just innately deserve. Like, who do you think you are? That was fun, dog. Yes, I will get on you. Just be grateful. That was specifically not an elder getting on people for not being grateful. That was a femme getting on men for not being grateful. It probably works about the same way, though, because I'm probably elder to most watching currently. Because D's not here, huh? Guaranteed probably the oldest of D's not here. Designated auntie. I have reached designated auntie. I don't think I love like the innate respect aspect of that expectation of elder respect or whatever. I find it to be the same kind of respect that men expect. And I find that like boomers, greatest gen, and silent gen, particularly the men of those generations, were very violent and very demanding and very abusive, which is why we have so much like so much generational trauma across the board, quite honestly. And I think that like the just demand that because I'm a parent, I'm an elder or whatever, you have to respect me. I think that that is wrong, especially when so often we're taught respect is earned. And I think that that is true of our elders and stuff as well. Like if I wasn't treating you respectfully, I wouldn't expect you to treat me respectfully, you know? Like if you came into my house and I like called you names or something, like that I wouldn't be treating you respectfully. I don't know how to say that better, but I feel like when we're shown respect, it makes us want to give respect. And I think to demand and feel entitled to respect other than the innate respect that we as people should be showing every one of our species until they prove to us they don't deserve it. But like this respect that puts them on a soapbox and states that they're better than us and their voice should matter more, I don't think that those are synonymous. I think that the respect that we all should engage with is the respect that we as a social species should want from one another and therefore model to and give to one another. Oh yeah, right though, ATS, food is precious, and people that like serve you food and hand it to you, they're the best. They're the best. I ain't even playing. Look, this was brought to me. I didn't have to do a thing for this food. I am uber grateful. And it's yummy food. Did I mention thank you so much for this very soothing, very comforting food? There's atopala in here. Love atopala. Yes, very much goodness in this bowl. Atopala is onions. I'm a fiend for some onions. I love onions. I will onion everything. If I was given the power of infinite onions, I would be very happy. Which is sad because one of the plants that I lost is my purple bunching onions. Every time I get a little like baby of these purple bunching onions to start and go, every time I move it into a pot, it dies. Every time. And so I'm considering go ahead and trying to put a couple of seeds in where I want it to go, because I want like my ground things to be in these bags so they're easily harvested. And so I'm thinking about just putting seed directly in there and see if it will stay alive. For some reason they are very sensitive to transplant. I have also found where we are is very UV intense, and so a lot of times our plants and stuff lately, due to climate change, are getting UV burn. By the way, climate change is real. If you disagree, 720-927-6768, extension 800. Sorry, y'all. Thank you for your patience while I eat food. Gravy. Words are hard. Thank you. That was amazing. You were the bestest. Full domestic products. Full domestic. Full domestic products. The view. See, that's how it's done, gentlemen. Did you see? Did you see that? That's how you say thank you properly. Don't argue with me. I'm just showing you. You want somebody to like bringing you things, you should treat them right. Have some damn home training. Yeah, the onion, you know, I do have my ones in the drawers in like sort of a mix of like composted, like the potting soil and regular earth, and so maybe that is the difference. I didn't really think of that, ATS. I didn't really think of that. Maybe I will do a bag where I mix more of the earth up here in this garden area I'm tending, or creating rather. Maybe I'll pull some earth from there and mix it in with some of my compost. Thank you for that tip. Onions are also very horny, so that may be why they don't love the potting soil, is it doesn't feel connected to the earth, you know, or as connected. Hey Jay, welcome in. Because like onions are very, very they mate with any onion within a mile radius of them, or 3 mile radius. I think it's garlics that mate with anything within a mile, and onions with anything in a 3 mile radius. I know because I get these onions seed packets from freeheirloomseeds.org, which is an amazing seed library that tries to like help people grow food for themselves and their families. They're great. You should visit them. So I get these seed packets, and on the onion seeds, every onion seeds packet tells you that to be aware that onions will like sometimes change and like become hybrids because they mate with any onion within a 3 mile radius. So yeah, onions are very horny vegetables. Very horny, apparently. They're like, might even be the horniest root vegetable. I haven't really checked to see, like, if I... Okay, so my carrots don't have the same warning, neither do my radishes or my turnips. So I have to assume that onions are the horniest root vegetable. They're the only ones that come with the be aware that it may, like, hybridize warning on the little packet. Like, logic, right? I'm very autistic. Tell me if my logic is correct or no. I feel like it's correct. I feel like it sounds logical. Sounds so logical. Sounds logical. Enter. I confirm now. Sounds logical, I said. Oh my gravy. Yes, it does. It sounds very logical to me, actually. I wonder why they mate with it, how they mate with everything, though. Like, are they just, like, sticking little onion tendrils out all the way, all around themselves? Like, or is there, like, some mycelial connection in the soil that they tell little bugs, hey, go get me that, you know, and bring pieces back and forth. I don't know. It's a mystery. How do onions mate with anything within a 3-mile radius? What the hell are the onions doing underground, y'all? That is wild. I need to know. I really should just nerd this out one nerdery. We should just, like, pick a Sunday where we just nerd out about why are onions horny. Sounds legit. Sounds like a thing we could do. Sounds like a thing we should do. I'm just saying, I am curious about why the onions want to do the wiggly bop all like so far distance. And how do the onions do the wiggly bop so big distance? We need a botanist. Botanist. Teach us about onions, please. We love onions. We need to know why are onions horny and how are they doing this. I did try to find some videos one day, but apparently my very colorful language was not appropriate and it was too close to stream, and then I forgot that I was looking for it. So I never looked again. That's legit though. Oh no. I don't want that. So you can see it posted. Let me just put those that have my actual fucking name and shit over here. That's they shouldn't have it over there. As they say, ogres are like onions. Layers. I love onions. I have multiple ways that I love onions. I don't even know if I have a favorite way. I think I used to think my favorite way was like a buttered onion, but I don't know. There are so many magnificent ways to have an onion. I don't know that I have a favorite onion method. I'm pretty fan of the caramelized onion. Like, the caramelized onion is special. Butter with an onion is just like, that's fucking ambrosia. Like, that is ambrosia. It may still be buttered onions, because, like, just the thought of butter with onion is, like, making me go ambrosia in my brain. So I think it's still got to be buttered onion. Like, buttered onion on fry bread, just stop. I am done. That is heaven food. It is just heaven food. So actually, I don't want to go to heaven. Please don't send me to heaven. I don't want to be scooped out, made a fluffy fly. Fuck off. Fuck off, love. Fuck off. Are you even about to, like, claim that onions are not ambrosia? Are you kidding me over here, bro? Onions are delightful. Who doesn't like onions? Onions are like the the flavor gods of the vegetable world. Onions and garlics, they're like they are at the core of every flavor that is good in the world. Every one of your little your flavor things will have onion and garlic in them. Every one of them, because they are like the center of the flavor world. What even? You're not allowed to not like onions. What's wrong with you? Perfect. I love where this conversation is gone. I love that we're quoting Shrek at me while I mad lib. Yes, the mitochondria of the flavor powder. Yes, just quote Shrek at me while I throw out nonsense. No, but for real though, all of the flavor things, all of those like blends, flavor blends and stuff, think about it. They all have either onion or garlic. A lot of them onion and garlic. Test me. Go check your flavor blends. Go check Mrs. Dash. Oh no. Oh no. That line had to come out at some point. I mean, that is the way the patriarchal overlords feel. The patriarchal overlords who run all of the corporations and stuff, who are just watching and allowing Orange Joffrey to be evil. They're just like, some of you may die, but that's a price you're willing to pay. My donkey fell down a waffle. I cannot. Well, but that is that they could just become Mormons and then they can believe in that their whole lives, dog. I mean, I feel like they don't have to go to such extreme lengths of like fucking with the rest of us. And they could just like join that cult and then, you know, it already exists. People already believe that nonsense. They may as well just join those people. They like having people join them. I'm not sorry, but if you would like to discuss it with me and tell me why I should be, 720-927-6768, extension 800. Why extension 800? I'm not sure. Ask Sim. Thank you for talking to me while we sit here. Purple team, y'all are the bestest. Did I mention that I love you the bestest? I'm not sure if I mentioned that today. I like to make sure the other teams hear that so that they try to be as awesome as you. I know, I'm a shit ass, but if you want, you can cancel me in chat. Well, purple team can cancel me in chat. I think you all can, because I have made the streamer bot connected. However, I am not certain. I am looking at the Mix It Up bot because it looks like I may be able to do the same things with less coding, and like that would be kind of wonderful because I'm not great at the coding. I usually have to get the coding from other people because I am blessed and people are kind enough to give it to me. However, I'm not good at coding. So if the Mix It Up bot will work and do all things really quickly and easily, we may do that switch. Because as we know, sometimes I fuck up the bot. Crystal, hello, welcome in.
Aw, thank you. I'm the best in shit ass. Hee. I'll take it.
They can also shit ass. They can also call me a shit ass. Purple team has all the power. I don't remember if it works. Let me check. Let me check to see if the green team can cancel. Does the bot? Oh shit, yeah. You have the Baltrix. The Baltrix will cancel me. You can cancel me, green team. I don't think you can cancel me, white team. I'm so sorry. Let me check. Red team, can you cancel me? Let's check. You should have the power to cancel me. That's a good power to have. Can you cancel me? No! Red team cannot cancel me. Alright, I will look at this bot, though. Because y'all should have the power to cancel me. It seems unfair to leave you out of the canceling powers.
Deirdre, hello. How are you doing? I have missed you. Are you well? It's good to see you.
Oh, how was Pride? Oh, Pride potluck. Even better. Hell yeah. I hope you had very good food and your belly feels all cozy and full of love. Hey, so there's some prompts. If you disagree with any of my prompts, you can have a discussion with me. 720-927-6768 extension 800. I will talk with you. We will chat. We can have a whole polite conversation. Prove to each other it's entirely possible, even if we disagree with each other. You never know. You may like talking to people you disagree with politely. You just haven't practiced it very much. Or if you just want office hours and to chat with me, I will accept that as well because, well, the people that disagree with me are afraid. They're afraid to have a conversation. I don't know why. I don't understand it, but here we are. Yeah, you do. Girl, you look good. Oh, wonderful. Well, would you like to come call me and then you can tell the world how you feel about them? Hey, good food and people getting together is the key. So that is the key, Crystal. When people get together and share food and things, magic happens.
Aw, he's kitty.
Hey, Evie, good to see you. We had good nerdery today. Dog prepared our nerdery for us today. It was wonderful. And then completed it, like, live. It was very good. Very well done nerdery. I love that, like, the Patreon will just have it now. That makes me very happy. Aww, sweet kitty. Yeah, so the Patreon will have the VOD for today. So if anybody wants it, you can just go on Patreon. I do not believe that I put it behind a paywall. It should be without the paywall. The paywall, if you just, because I'm doing everything live now, if you want to assist me, there are multiple ways you can do so. That's kind of the point that we're trying to practice, especially being in everyone's kind here, Deirdre. I don't expect anybody to be nice. Nice is that decorum bullshit that libs love. Everyone is kind here. It's genuine. But we'll energy match all day. Oh no. Everyone at your house is bitchy. Oh no. Oh no. No one at my house is bitchy. No, that's a lie. Sometimes people at my house become bitchy. But nobody's bitchy to each other. If that makes sense. Like, there will be people that are bitchy at this house, but they aren't bitchy to each other. Which is kind of nice. Like, we aren't bitchy at each other. Like, we may, like, express our bitchiness in each other's presence, but it's not, like, at each other. which is really wonderful. And if we ever have an issue with a behavior, we just say, hey, that behavior was kind of not great. Can you kind of not, please? And then, boom, it's done. We're resolved. It's wonderful. I love my house. I love everybody I live with. Everything is very, very simple and peaceful. And everybody is respectful of one another. Oh, my gravy, Evie! Yuck, okay. Thank you so many.
Crystal Cat, you have emotes now if you would like them.
Because we're all scary. We don't bitch at each other. It's mostly just because none of us want to be bitched at, so we don't bitch at each other, if that makes sense. Like, we talk to each other how we want the other people around us to talk to us. Pretty great. Pretty great. Works really well. Lots of happy people. It's really just habits. It's just learning new habits. Also dialectics. Like when you change how you see things, you change how you engage things. That's why dialectics are so effective, because they teach you to look at things differently. And like through dialectics, I have like these sets of, I call it these sets of lenses, and I look at things in different perspectives. I'm also autistic, so I'm lucky. If I really like, I can look at things from different perspectives fairly easy if I give myself the time and space to do so and don't like get stuck in some rigid ass perspective. So like through dialectics and stuff, I was able to build ways to check my biases and things like that, and take it through a lens system to make sure that, you know, I'm not sitting in some rigid ass perspective. And as an autistic person, I can fucking be rigid. I could definitely be rigid. Yeah, well, y'all are about to have a big stress, so that is fair that everybody would be a little tense right now, because that is a big, scary thing every time it happens. A change is usually good for us. It is always terrifying. Always terrifying. Especially for us neurodivergents. We love our comfort zones. However, let me repeat for you all something that had to be like told to me over and over and over and over again until I finally got it. And still, I like a comfort zone. We don't grow in our comfort zones. We stunt our own growth. We are like potted plants. We must get out of the pot or we will get root rot. Do not get stuck in your comfort zone and be too rigid and unwilling to explore outside of it. We don't grow when we do that. Actually, change is good for old people too. It actually is. It actually is. So, I mean, within reason. It's good for all of us. It's our rigidity that's not good for us. When we get stuck in mindsets and things, when we're not willing to accept, that is what is not good for us. Change is just scary. It's scary all the time for everyone. I know that is not what you wanted me to say. You're doing fantastic. Are you kidding? You've survived so much shit. You survived the frozen fucking north, and then you came down here with all of us freaks? Like, you have done fantastic. You've survived so many things. Holy. Oh, God is change and religion is understanding is interesting verbiage. I as well am not a fan of doctors and hospitals, Crystal Cat. Like, I love them when they're like, saving you and stuff, and but I don't want to like be there. I don't want to be there. I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to be poked. I would like to sleep through the night. You know, it's not fun. Doctors and hospitals are not fun. Are you facing a hospitalization? I hope not. Aw, hugs, Evie. I'm glad that we can be social for you and with you. And I am glad that we exist in this community with that understanding. Because some people are disabled and stuff and aren't capable of getting out all the time. Which is why I still think this is the house in the sky. That's the alien, not me. Okay, fair. Oh, yeah, so many times for me, Crystal Cat. I have Parkinson's white supraventricular tachycardia. Don't know if anybody knows what that is, but I've had my heart stopped and turned back on multiple times since I was 10 years old. And I've had 2 ablation surgeries. That's a type of heart surgery where they go and burn out electric leads in your heart. Change is survival, yes. Can be. Change can also be catharsis. It can also be like a new lesson. There's a lot of things change can be. We just tend to get stuck in a certain way of viewing it as it being scary and uncomfortable. And we keep telling ourselves it's scary and uncomfortable, so we get stuck in that mindset and we don't accept it easily. If we accepted things more radically and easily, things wouldn't hurt as much when we came face to face with them. And I'm so sorry you've been in hospital so many times, Crystal Cat. That place is not fun to be. Not fun. Not fun. I've spent too much time in it. Do you know what they call hemorrhaging in your medical documents? It's gonna piss you off when I tell you. Because I've hemorrhaged. After my last heart intervention surgery, I hemorrhaged. Do you know what they call it in the medical documents afterwards? Piss you off. That happened to me twice. Hemorrhaged twice in my life. Was to tell you is to make you mad. Nobody knows. So the first time I hemorrhaged was during childbirth, and then they called it a misadventure during childbirth. The last time I hemorrhaged was after heart surgery. They called it a misadventure after heart surgery. Yes. Yeah, they called it a fucking misadventure. Yep. Oh wow. I'm so sorry to hear that, Crystal Cat. Misadventure, yes. Misadventure. Yes. The reaction I had when I found out that's what they call it. Yes. No, the reaction I had. Misadventure. That is, yep. A misadventure is running over a parking lot in the parking lot. A misadventure is tripping over your shoelace. Yes, they made it sound like I wandered off a trail. Yes, they did. That is what my medical records say. Misadventure during childbirth, misadventure post-heart surgery. Yeah, it's very wild. I don't understand why, but there it is. Yeah, they used to be way more medicine-y looking when I was younger. That's true. I agree with you there. They look more. They have things on the walls and stuff now that they didn't used to have, and they're more inviting. Yes! A misadventure is stepping in an unknown substance while looking for a lost dog. Exactly, exactly. Hemorrhaging should not be considered a misadventure. It's wild. I don't understand. It is fucking wild. But yeah, that's what it says. I had a whole reaction. Like, they were, like, reading, because my home health, like, reads my stuff, and, like, I usually have a reaction when they read it. I'm like, just why? Why is it misadventure? But the first time they said it to me, I was like, because I'd never read it before. I had no reason to, and, like, they read it to me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And I said, what? What? I had a whole moment, ask T. I had a whole reaction to it. Oh, I'm so sorry, Crystal Cat. That had to be so scary at 10. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. That would be fucking terrifying. Oh, hugs. Yet we don't do good at being honest with kids and explaining things, because so many people just assume that these small humans can't understand anything. I have news. They understand way more than you think they understand. You just have to say it to them in ways that they understand it, and then just make sure the understanding is there. Discuss it with them. Talk about it with them. Like, if you talk about things with kids, they are much more receptive and understanding of the reasons why things happen. Like, they didn't always explain shit to me either. Like, they would just, like, start poking me and shit. I've been strapped to a table as a kid before, too. I've had a nurse hit me, because I pulled away when she wanted to, give me a shot with a needle, and I pulled away, and so she hit me. I've had a lot of things as a kid in hospitals. They weren't always they didn't listen to kids at all, really. Like, our voices didn't really matter to them at all. Oh yeah, being left on a cot in the hallway is fucking terrible. I hate that. I hate that. Like, they'll have me in, like, the fucking room where all the crash stuff is. When I was younger, they'd have me in the room where all the crash stuff is, and, like, get through the heart thing, the WPW event, and then they'll just, like, if they need the room, just roll you out in the hall, just leave you chilling in the hallway. Oh, because I had dead air issues earlier, and I forgot to turn it back off. I was eating earlier, and I didn't want there to be dead air while I ate. That was why. I know there's a reason it's copyright free, but I wasn't really listening to it. I was talking with y'all and zoning out with y'all. I am that flavor of autistic. I don't always hear it, especially if I don't really like it. I can just turn that shit off. I was a mom, by the way. Like, and do you know the noises the child's toys make? Oh. Yeah, just drop you off. That sucks. My mom didn't like hospitals, so she wouldn't come in with me either. Big hugs, Evie. Big hugs. That's a lot. My mom didn't like the hospital either. She wouldn't, like, be there with me when I was having stuff. Okay. You're responding. Got it. When my mom didn't have to work, it was just she didn't want to be in the hospital. She didn't like the smell, and it freaked her out. Her own mortality scared her. And so hospitals, she couldn't handle being in them and stuff, or around them. and she wouldn't, not even for me. She wouldn't do anything for me though. I mean, she let her husband shoot at me when I was 5 and then gaslit me for it. She let him hold a gun to my head when I was 3 and then gaslit me for it. Yeah, I don't know if they had much for insurance stuff. I'm not sure if it was that or if it was just the general idea that we were property. Because I feel like it was mostly just the general idea that we were property. They felt like we were property and they treated us like property. It's why I've refused to treat mine like property. Yeah, that's fair, Doc. There are really awesome artists out there who make music for people to use DMCA free. They are amazing. All right. I'm going to put the terrible synth music back on for just a moment because YouTube is still with us. I apologize. I know. I'm sorry, Fairtree. Sorry. I love you, but I have to take a quick bio. I'll be right back. But you'll have terrible synth music while I'm gone. I know it's terrible. I'm sorry. It's not as bad as it could be. I had worse to choose from. I chose the bestest one. I've returned. I've returned. I am back. Hello! Oh wait, wrong screen. Hang on. Let me change that. That one. That one's the right one. Okay. I have returned. If anyone would like to call, because you disagree with my prompt, 720-927-6768, extension 800. Or if you just agree and you want to chat about anything in particular, let's do that. I am game because I'm a little bored. I'm a little bored. I'm not even gonna lie. I really want to turn my game on, but not gonna lie, when I'm done here, I am going to have to work because whale have a whole lot of stuff to unpack about the block shake balls and mini dicks owners and such. There's a lot of things I found some content about them suing other franchise owners, and I found uh, some stuff about and I found some stuff from other franchise owners that it sounds like they screwed over, that didn't feel like they had the money to sue them and such like that. So I want to dive into some of that a little deeper. And then there is some information that I need to read about Brigham Young and the whole I've started like some of their like weird Book of Helaman stuff, but I think I need to like understand that just a little more fully to make sure that I understand the part that I need to use from it. So I have a few things. I have a few things before Friday, and I haven't even begun the outline because I want to make sure that I have a pretty good understanding of like certain connections before. I think I have an understanding of them, but I really want to like have a really good understanding. Luckily, so much of the content like intersects really well with a lot of the other creators. Not necessarily all the legal creators, which is who I've spent the vast majority of my time with lately, but with a lot of the other creators. And now I'm going to move forward into some of the Mormon creators and ex-Mormon creators now. It'll be interesting. Well, I guess they're mostly ex-Mormon creators. They wouldn't be that have done the content that I'm going to be looking at. Which, it is wild how anybody believes that fucking story. That is wild. Like, that so many people can be convinced of that nonsense. It speaks to why it is dangerous to tie education to not only the states, but also, and more importantly, to the fucking income bracket, because hot damn. Like, that's wild. Which details? I mean, I'm aware of most of the details. Oh, no, I wasn't aware of all of the details of the Mormon faith. No. That wasn't. Of this story, I'm aware of most of the details. No, I never wanted to. And like my family was not really religious. And when my mom liked to pretend, it was a non-denominational flavor of pretend. Money. Yeah, that is definitely all it's about with them, isn't it? But yeah, my mom, so I never engaged it. And then when I got my bonus kids, they didn't. I'm very anti-faith and not, and like very pro-truth, and so I don't know. They didn't really want. They were forced to go to church by the way they said it, and they didn't want to, and so I didn't make them. I would have totally taken them. I told them, you know, if you want to find one, I'll take you, like whatever. But so, and then my kids, I would have never ever, like, I would have told them about it logically for the education and stuff, because it's good to know what people around you believe and stuff. But if it were my choice, I would have been raised an atheist. I find the teachings toxic. And of that faith in particular, the Mormon faith is just weird, racist, and wildly unbelievable. Like, even more wildly unbelievable than regular Christianity. Like, regular Christianity is pretty wildly fucking unbelievable. But Mormonism is, like, wildly unbelievable. But they definitely have the nice thing down. That's why I say death to nice. Like, be kind. Be kind, be considerate, be empathetic. But fuck nice. Nice is that decorum bullshit that the Dems do to make it look like they give a shit about you They are Republicans wearing different hats. That is why they haven't done anything about this administration. Don't get lost in nice. Nice is what people use to manipulate you. Nice is how they make you feel like when they've just abused you, like make you feel like the bad guy for saying, hey, don't say that to me like that. And then they say, oh, it's just joking or some stupid fucking shit like that. Nice is manipulative. Death to nice. Fuck nice. Be kind, be considerate, and match motherfucking energy. Yeah, worse than trying to believe in a childbirth. I agree. I refuse to call it a virgin birth. It's a fucking childbirth. Argue with me, Christians. Tell me why Mary wasn't a raped child. Because as far as I'm concerned, your deity is the product of rape. He's the product of a childbirth. A child giving birth. That's pretty heinous. Why do y'all like lift that up and make that sound appealing? Children should not give birth. Birth is traumatizing. Pregnancy is torture. It is torture when you actually want it. Don't get it twisted. There is very little that is fun or pleasing about pregnancy. Pregnancy is challenging. Pregnancy is torment. Do we get a good prize when we... Yeah. No, the prize is sick. I love the prize. The prize is cool. And nobody should be forced to go through that torture. There are only a few very cool moments of pregnancy. Those moments are the coolest thing to ever cool. Granted, sure, for some people, and no one should be forced to go through the torment that it actually is to go through pregnancy and labor. It steals your mind, it steals your body, and sometimes you will live with some of the results of that forever. I still live with things that happened while I was pregnant. And my oldest is 24. So who wants to tell me that abortion is not healthcare? Because I want to have that conversation. Anybody want to have that conversation? Hit the wrong thing up, my bad. Come on, y'all want to call in for that one? Tell me why abortion is not healthcare. Because I think abortion is healthcare. Does anybody want to tell me? Have that talk with me? I've actually, given birth. So, I know what I'm talking about. Who wants to talk about it? 719 or 720-927-6768, extension 800. It's not 719. It's 720. We're not counting down. That's not today. We're not counting down. Where the hell? What the hell, Pepper? What the hell? I'm taking a medical moment. You get the very other me while I take my medical moment. You know, I forgot to put my horns on today. I just realized I just realized it right now that I forgot to put my horns on today. What even the hell is wrong with me? How dare I forget the horns? Goodness gravy. Alright, Dragon, give me my horns. Right. Horns. Slips into food coma. Get good rest. Get good rest. Now that you do not have to cook. I have metaphorical horns. Yes! Yes! I win. I have metaphorical horns that just exist all the time. I feel like that's a prize. I feel like that's a prize. I did get tiefling horns because they were the coolest, by the way. For those that are in the know, my horns are tiefling, by the way. If you don't know what a tiefling is, well, you should hang out with us and learn. You should learn more cool things. There are really cool things that exist, like tieflings. If you hang out with us nerds, you might learn things about tieflings. You need some like this? I will send you the link. Or you can send me your address, and when I can do it, I will paint them all red and stuff. Because they came black, like basic-ass black. You know you want all the glitter and the sparkle. I would sparkle you some horns. Oh, you want them matte black? Well, that's how they came. They came matte black. They came matte black. Boring. Boring. I'm thinking about getting more pairs though when I can afford them. They're like $15 each. I'm thinking about getting a couple more pairs and doing a couple of different styles, and then like having a thing where like you can change my horns. I think that could be kind of fun. Yeah, I know. You're not boring. I don't know why you like matte black boring. You're not boring. I am the colorful person with everybody I know, apparently. I am the colorful person in my child's life. I am the colorful person in my bestie's life. I bring the color. At least you don't have the lollipops behind me anymore, though. I could put the lollipops back. Actually, I don't know if I could handle that. It would, like, cover the paint cabinet. I could threaten to, though. That way they'll look at me. Oh, no. They always have to look at me. Yes, well... The lollipops were a lot. Mostly it's because that, I don't know, it just feels like it feels claustrophobic. It feels like it's going to eat you. Like, it doesn't matter, like, I haven't like, discuss this yet, but the lollipop thing, when you're, like, seeing it, because I have to see myself, like, regardless of whether or not, like, I still see me, you know, and, because I've got 4 fucking platforms, and at least 3 of them fucking insist on showing me my face on a preview screen. And so, no matter what, I always like see them behind me, and I don't know, it feels like they're going to eat me or something. The lollipop forest is going to swallow me up. Scary, shiny lollipop color. I mean, it was kind of shiny when the light would hit it, huh? I still have it. Also, it was like a paper instead of a tapestry, so it wasn't as rich as I wanted the coloring. I don't know. I have all the opinions about it now, don't I? And I'm the one that chose it. And I'm the one that failed to read the entire description. And so it's all my fault. I am the problem. However, it did do the service it was meant to do for the time that I needed it to do a service. Like, it really did when we were in that other smaller space, and like I had to separate the bedroom to be able to stream. It did the job. It was the exact thing we needed to do the job. So we are grateful to the lollipop forest. There was one point where it was like beside and behind me, so it was like L, and it was like it really did feel like the lollipop forest was just coming for me. Right? He was just gonna swallow me. It's funny because they're like the space that I usually sit in here isn't much bigger than like that was, and but it's bigger that way. I don't know, it still feels so much bigger without the lollipop forest. Even though this aspect right here is roughly the same size. Yeah, it was claustrophobic. It does feel much bigger, doesn't it? I think it helps, like having art that has space and stuff, so you see more white, and so more of that space shows. I think I don't have the camera set very level today. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. But ATS is at work, so you know, work beckons and insists on his attention and takes his attention from us, fuckers. Dickers. How dare they? Rude. Work is a four-letter word. It's a nasty, nasty four-letter word. Give us back ATS. Give us back ATS. Right? They should, though. I agree, Deirdre. That's just what they should do. They should just hand in money, and then they should fuck off and leave him alone. I agree. This should be the way of it. That is what billionaires should be doing. They should just be handing us checks and going, "All right, thank you for not barbecuing me. Have a good day." That really should just be their whole thing until they have a reasonable amount of money left. That should be it. Until they live like us and we're all like squishy together, they should just be like, "Here's your money. Thank you for not eating me." I feel like that's the most logical response to current situation. I don't know. I'm just reading patterns here. But hey, if you disagree and you think billionaires have the right to exist, let me know why. 720-927-6768. Extension 800. I mean, it would be practical. I'm just saying. It would be the most practical thing. I totally do not want to listen to content after this. Maybe I'll turn my game on and listen to content that way. Oh, what are they doing? Oh, Albania? Oh, I read that wrong. I read it wrong. Okay. No, Albania is pretty, yeah, no. That was cathartic. I need to watch more of it. I've actually avoided most of the news. I've caught in the little snippets of things, but most of it I've missed the last few days. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I've been so stuck in the fucking fractal of fuckery that is the bricks and minifigs case. It's so wildly shows the every intersection that we need to discuss. You know, I thought so too, Deirdre. I thought that the glob thing would be enough of a poke, but apparently not. They don't care. I'm allowed to say anything I want about the glob. because nobody is a good Christian and is willing to tell me why I shouldn't, even though their glob says they should be willing to defend him any time a heretical shitass like me dares to say something mean. However, they're just not good Christians. They just don't listen to Glob and do what he says. Poor Glob. Nobody listens to him. Yeah, I'm gonna have to watch more of that content. Maybe I'll take some catharsis moments after stream and like go in the Discord and watch some of the Albanian content just for like an uplifting, like feel better thing. They're supposed to defend their shitty evil god, and they aren't doing it because they're not good Christians. And they don't love Yahweh the way that he requires them love him. And if I were them, I would be very afraid because he likes to like scorch people that don't love him right. You know the secret? You want to know the really, really terrible secret about Glob? He's really insecure and probably a malignant narcissist, but hear me out. He's really insecure. He doesn't feel like he deserves love or to be treated well, and that's why he demands it. That's why he requires to be worshipped and held above all else, including your like spouse and kids and your whole life. He requires that of you because he fucking hates himself. And the only way that he can stand existing is if you worship him and you validate him, because he fucking hates himself and he's an insecure, tiny, petty, small-dicked little being who cannot take the time or energy to like self-reflect and improve, and so demands and requires his worshipers and followers to do all of that and validate him and tell him nothing he does is wrong. Everything he does is good and perfect because he hates himself and he knows he's an evil fuck. See, your Glob knows I'm right. That's why he doesn't strike me down. He knows I'm right. Deep down, I'm only saying the things that he says to himself. It is a death cult run by a very jealous god. I agree with you. I agree with you. He also knows he's not the only one. Like, he knows he's not. He knows he's not even the only deity. He tells you that. He knows he's not the only one. But he requires you treat him like he's the only one because he is a tiny, fragile ego that is only made to feel better if you stroke him just right. And if you stroke only him. Now, don't stroke yourself, because that is an offense to him. So, stroke him and only him. Be a good little bride. Just smooth like an old-fashioned Ken doll. Yeah, Glob probably is just smooth like an old-fashioned Ken doll. That's probably why he's all butthurt and mad. My Invisidick is bigger than his actual dick ever could be. Sad for him. It must be really, hard to exist in that way. So upset that he's, smooth like a Ken doll and unable to validate himself and tell himself that that is just fine, but, She's a little rough, though. Your cousin would call that dickless wonder. I mean, I just wonder why an all-powerful, all-knowing God would need to behave like a small dickless asshole. Why can't he just do the poof, I have a good dick thing and poof himself a good dick? And why can't he just make himself, confident and secure and just poof himself a conscience and, behave accordingly? Hello, Raiders. Hi. You just came into my shenanigans and shitassery. Welcome in. How you doing? Mimi, good to see you. It is so good to see you, Mimi. Hey, I have an emo at Mimi's. It's the gay, probably lesbian emo. It's the me emo. It's the me emo. It's the me emo. I'm lucky. I feel so lucky. It's so cool. I feel all special and things. I have the whole gay, probably lesbian emo. It's the one. That one. That one. How are you doing, Raiders? I hope you're well. I, on Sundays, run some nerdery. We were talking about prophecy that led to discussions from aliens, which was very cool and very interesting. We had a special guest come and read us the Majestic 12 documents after he had also created us a couple of videos where with some Hopi prophecy discussion. It was really fucking good. And then he came on and finished it up by reading the Majestic 12 documents. It was fucking awesome. We were so lucky to have Dog as a guest today. And then now we're just open the phone lines and open for discussion. I don't even care if you disagree with the prompts. Even if you just want to discuss one of the prompts and you're a friendly, you can call in if you like. There are no good Christians. They don't feel like defending their God against my heretical ass. Securitron, it is a filter. It's a good one though, right? It makes the statement. It's a good one. It does the job of for the 1950s like comic book thing for like the discussion around patriarchy, anti-patriarchy, and anti-misogyny. It does the job. Thank you for noticing. It's a good one. Come on. Anybody want to call? Oh no. Never mind. Nobody's allowed to call. Nobody's allowed to call anymore. It's over. I mean, if you really want to, I can stay on for another minute, but tech is scary. It's not so bad. If you'd like to know, since you've been respectful, there's my Patreon, but I also have a kick if you want that. Hang on, give me a second to grab this for you. I've been a streamer a while, but my face looks a lot like my adult offspring's, and I do anti-misogyny, anti-patriarchy content, and I sometimes irritate the men. And my child does not deserve to like bear the brunt of that, and so I wear this. It is a veil of protection for them. It is also it also makes the point. It really very clearly makes the 50s housewife, 50s comic book point for me, and it's fun. So there you go. All right. So if nobody is going to call, Evie, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Thank you for giving a sub to Ari918. I hope Ari is well. I hope that makes Ari come say hi. I like her. All right. Let me see. I think, you know what, because I just got rated into Purple Team, I'm going to leave Patreon and Kick up. YouTube, I am so sorry. I am going to have to boot you out because you have stricter DMCA rules and I cannot play the music I would wish to with y'all. So if you would like to join us for any music, I put the Patreon and the Kick links in there. We're going to have a couple of songs together, giggle, have a little bit of fun, and then I'm going to raid us away because I did start early today. And then, I don't know, I might hang out in the Discord for those that want to do that, because I really do like the idea of hanging out with Deirdre and them and watching the Albanian footage. You can bring me the best ones. Could be delicious. All right. I'm going to say the thing, YouTube. Are you ready for the thing? I need you to go forward and do that thing you do. That thing where every time you think or say a bad thing about you, you say two good things about you out loud. When you start treating you better, you're going to start treating and talking to other people better just by accident. And when you start treating yourself better and talking to yourself better and stop demeaning yourself, you're just going to feel better. So please go forward, do that thing you do, treat you well, because you would treat other people well and you would say other people deserve to be treated well. So why don't you? Why are you the only person you know that doesn't deserve to be treated well? Think about that and then go do that thing you do. Every time you think or say a bad thing about you, 2 good things. You can do it. I believe in you. All right, YouTube, thank you so much for being with us. You are wonderful. Thank you so much. If you would like to join us on one of the other platforms, please do so. And we